Hello, kiddos. I am going to try to help you figure out, understand, explain a little bit about this cartoon that you have right here in front of you today. This is AMI Day 10, okay? So, this cartoon that you are supposed to be working through is obviously about slavery and the Civil War, and the Civil War is on its way into America, okay? The first thing I want to do is I want to point at this guy right here that's actually being held down in the cartoon. This is not supposed to be Abraham Lincoln. Sometimes when you look at it and you see the beard and you see the dark hair, you might think, oh, that's Lincoln. It is not. Not Abraham Lincoln. This is some random dude drawn by the cartoonist to represent the Free Soil political party. Okay? So, what is a free soiler? Well, if you were to scroll down here a little bit further onto this page, you'll see that a free soiler are members of a political party that did not want to see slavery expand into the new territories of the West. So, what would a territory in the West be? Well, it would be something like, and you can see it right here written on this platform, it would be a place like maybe Kansas. Okay. So, when we look at this, every person in this picture that is doing the forcing, which would be this guy, Stephen Douglas, this guy, Franklin Pierce, this guy, James Buchanan, and this guy, Lewis Cass, these are all members of the Democratic Party. So the Democrats are trying to force this guy. This is a guy who is going to represent every single slave in America at this time. They're trying to force slavery down the throat of someone who doesn't want to see slavery expand. That's the overall point behind this entire cartoon, okay? So they're trying to force slavery down this guy's throat. With slavery expansion and the idea of, territories being added and all that kind of stuff, we might see things like this occur. We know that this guy right here, Franklin Pierce, who's holding on to this guy's beard, we know that he was the president of the United States for 4 years. We also know that he was the guy who, upon becoming president, his son was killed in that horrible train accident, and he was a really bad alcoholic, and he just had a very challenging 4 years. He did not run for re-election, okay? This is, over here, James Buchanan. He became president after Pierce. He's president number 15. We all should know that Abraham Lincoln is going to be president number 16. He's a Democrat. He, again, was one who did very little while in office because the United States was so up in arms and in turmoil between slavery and, the Northerners wanting to see slavery end. So the South trying to keep it and the North trying to end it. Lewis Cass, he is a Secretary of State for James Buchanan, and he also served for Andrew Jackson, if you can remember him. Andrew Jackson, most famous for the Trail of Tears, okay? This is this guy over here who's shoving the slave down the throat here. His name is Stephen Douglas. He was the one that Lincoln debated, in the House divided speech that he gave when he was trying to get the Republican nomination for senator. He is also going to be one who will run against Lincoln in the 1960 election. He is a Democrat. Lincoln is a Republican. And Lincoln will win the election and become the 16th president of the United States. Douglas is for slavery and for slavery expansion. All of these guys are supporting the South more than they're supporting the end of slavery, simply because of their allegiance to that particular party. So what is this guy saying? He's saying murder, help neighbors help, oh my poor wife and children, because here comes slavery, and its expansion and all that kind of stuff, okay? So as we look at this cartoon and we need to answer our AMI questions for today, I just put a few questions up for you to think about before you respond to this AMI packet. Question number 1, what does it mean when someone forces something down your throat? Question number 2, why are there people standing on the Democratic platform? I think that through our discussion here in the last couple of minutes, we've answered that. What role do Franklin Pierce and James Buchanan have in the cartoon? Who is Stephen Douglas and why would he be helping? And then this last one is just really a fact. Lewis Cass was someone that wanted popular sovereignty in the territories. And so you need to also find out what that means exactly. Good luck.